Garry Kasparov is with me, the Russian dissident and the chess grandmaster. Garry, good to see you. You've said already that Russia should be thrown back into the Stone Age for the atrocities in Ukraine. What do you do now? What is the correct response, in your view, now we are having the evidence of the genocide and war crimes in Bucha?
It's the same advice I've been giving over the last 6 weeks. We have to make Ukraine win. We have to offer them all assistance that they need to win this war. There's no other way to stop Putin's aggression, and there's no other way to liberate Russia from the fascist regime and make sure that Russia will eventually, hopefully, return to the family of civilized nations. And to win, Ukraine needs weapons, Ukraine needs intelligence, and also it's very important to send a signal to Russian elites that as long as Putin stays in power, the sanctions will not be lifted. President Biden made a very strong statement today, but I want it to be accompanied by confirmation from the State Department, all other agencies and European allies. Sanctions will not be lifted as long as Russia is occupying Ukraine, an inch of Ukraine territory, and will not be lifted before Russia pays full reparations to Ukraine, and war criminals will be tried by international court.
What about this rather unseemly decision by Europe not to sanction or ban Russian oil? The Germans, the Netherlands, the French, although the French want them banned, the Italians, they all take large amounts of Russian oil, and there is no consensus on sanctioning it.
Look, it's the opinion of Western countries on importing Russian oil depends on their geography. Obviously, Eastern European nations, they demand it because they are just on the front line. France is also ready to join because they rely on nuclear energy, and they don't need Russian gas so much. Germany, thanks to Gerhard Schröder and Angela Merkel, totally depends. 50%, I think, of German energy depends on Russian gas. That's a result of these almost 2 decades of this policy. Italy also is very much, just involved in gas business with Russians. But every day, we are sending back to Putin at least, $650 million, up to $1 billion, depends on the prices. So that's how he funds the war. And I'm appalled to hear German politicians saying, "Oh, we don't want to freeze." You guys, for 20 years, you have been funding Putin and helping him to build military machine that is killing Ukrainians now. So maybe you can tolerate, just some sort of inconveniences, because otherwise, you will be funding Putin's criminal army that keeps killing Ukrainians.
Earlier in the program, the Lithuanian president told me that they saw the writing on the wall and became energy independent. He basically said that pretty much what you were agreeing with, that Europe needs to step up. But how do you avoid getting into a military conflict with Russia?
Look, if Putin wants a conflict, he'll get a conflict. So that's why I don't think we should now think about how avoiding it, because that leads us to the policy of concessions, of appeasement. And that's, in my view, increases chance of the confrontation. Because Putin, as every dictator, he has an animal instinct. He smells blood and he smells weakness, and then he attacks. I'm not telling you that the chance of Putin pushing this red button, this whether just nuclear or chemical, this anything that any button connected to WMD, they are slim to none. This chance does exist. The question is, what can we do to minimize the risk? And the only answer is to send a signal to his generals and admirals, cronies, that if they do it, there will be a response. Because trying to avoid it and saying, "Oh, we will not do it because we want to avoid it," that encourages Putin to use nuclear bluff time and again.
It's a bad analogy, but you'll know what I mean. Do you see yourself a bit like Churchill before the Second World War, while everybody's running around like Chamberlain trying to look for peace?
Look, it took much longer, for my dire predictions to materialize. Yeah, I wish it would never materialize. But right now, I think we should just recognize that every day we delay our decisive response to Putin, the price goes up. The same sanctions 8 years ago, maybe even 8 months ago, could have saved tens of thousands of lives. But now it's not enough. Now we need more. We need a full embargo on oil and gas. And also we need to demonstrate that NATO is resolute. We're ready to call Putin's bluff. Because at the end of the day, it's not Putin who will execute these orders. It's his generals, admirals, his pilots. And I bet you Russian army is not full of kamikaze. Nobody is willing to die for Putin's geopolitical ambitions.
Garry Kasparov, it is always good to see you, sir. I'm grateful. Thank you.